gathering their collective breath whilst this one gets underway.
Magda Linette to serve.
But this one also has the potential to provide something special, given the evidence of their two previous encounters. Linette serving at love one.
Game. Linette. 1 game on. Love 15. Love 30. Game 30. $40-30. Game Fruhvirtova.
Well, not as straightforward as her opening service game when she held to love, but that's a very impressive response by Fruhvirtova. She was love 30 down, but she turns things around and she wraps it up with an ace to lead by 2 games to 1.
Time.
Well, you may have noticed during the changeover the sight of the great Agnieszka Radwanska in conversation with Mark Gellard, the coach of Magda Linette. Linette's bringing on the former world number 2 into her coaching team at the end of last season, or at least making the announcement at the end of last season, just before Christmas I think it was. At the time, Linette wrote on social media, "Somebody pinch me. Radwanska just joined my team."
Out 15-0.
Radwanska primarily working as an assistant coach to Mark Gellard and also working as a consultant as well. Radwanska, though, a player who since retiring has continued to stay involved in Polish tennis. She captained Poland at the United Cup as well a few years ago.
T15. T15.
Yeah, nicely measured and nicely controlled service game so far. Linette dictating the play from the centre of the baseline, pulling the strings very nicely in that one.
Game Linette. 2 games all.
And quickly on terms at 2 games all. Serve very much dominating so far.
Left. 30 love. Thirty 15. Forty 15. Fruhvirtova.
Just clipping that centre service line.
Fruhvirtova leads 3 games to 2.
And once more, not too many dramas on serve. Just 3 points conceded by Fruhvirtova on serve in a 3-service game so far. Martin Triska watching unhappily with his colours nailed to his forehead.
Time.
Well, I'm sure, like me, you might be taking a moment or two to guess who that might have been on the incoming private jets about to land at Miami Airport. Nice shot of the grounds here at Miami Gardens, Hard Rock Stadium. What a glorious evening. Oh, what a brilliant rally that was. And little wonder Fruhvirtova celebrates it. A lot going on here. Well, scampered back by Linette, but quickly the course opened up for Fruhvirtova.
Love 15.
Well, a nicely timed forehand winner here from Linette, as you saw a few moments ago. One or two concerns about her movement and her physical well-being. to stretch out in between points a few minutes ago. Yeah, it was close. She anticipated well. Fruhvirtova just about getting away with that one. Mentioned that win against Beatrice Harab-Meyer in round 2. A victory that means both of her career top 20 wins have come in Miami. She also beat Victoria Azarenka 3 years ago. Now, badly timed on the forehand, and for the first time in this match we have a situation where either player is in a spot of bother on serve, and we have 2 break points for Linda Fruhvirtova. Two opportunities to find a little cushion. Well, that has to be the points of the match so far, and it goes the way of Linette as well. She saves one of the break points. Clever play by Fruhvirtova initially, the high ball just enabling her to get back into position. She still had loads to do after that as well. A couple of good pickups along the way. Yeah, she was often involved in points like that, Radvanska. One of the most tenacious, spirited and resilient players on the circuit when she was in her prime, former world #2. Wide on the return, however. And Linette breathes again.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy for the player, please do not clap between first and second serves. Thank you very much.
Just wonder whether that was what Linette went to speak to Pierre Bacchi about, actually. Something he said that he might keep an eye on, I suppose, and now has intervened.
Advantage Fruhvirtova.
Yeah, this time once again she was able to find that penetration on the return, and it was enough to just knock Linette off her stride, and it's a 3rd break point. Well saved again.
Deuce. Advantage Fruhvirtova.
Well, just as the Polska scarf went up in the crowd behind her. I'm not saying the two things are connected necessarily. But a horror show of a second serve for Linette, and it's breakpoint number 4. Nicely finished off again, good control at the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, please wait the end of the rally before encouraging or cheering. Thank you very much.
Yeah, one or two in the crowd were a little bit premature there with the celebration. Played. Really good steering job, that one from Linette, deep into the corners, and I think she'll attach a lot of value to this one if she comes through this with a hold of serve. Well, that may well count for plenty moving forward. 4 break points saved there, and Linette able to keep this sequence going. 6 successive holds of serve net. Well, that was by far and away the toughest ordeal we've seen on serve so far, but she comes through. And for Fruhvirtova, it's a missed opportunity for the first break. Always like to see that when players are in that situation, to go down the middle. They safely assume that the player will make a move one way or the other. It's a bit like taking a penalty straight down the middle, anticipating the keeper will move one way, either right or left. It makes perfect sense to go straight down the middle. It's a good percentage play.
15-all.
Well, much of the tennis this year for Fruhvirtova has been played at ITF level. She made the semi-finals in Bangalore in India, quarter-final in Trnava in Slovakia as well. Yeah, well played. Did that one so nicely.
30-40.
Kept it as far away from Fruhvirtova as possible. It was a bold shot selection, but she had every faith in it, right on the line. Although there was a little shake of the head after that one, as if to say, I didn't want it to be that close. Great point.
Deuce.
Well, it would have been ironic, wouldn't it, had she converted that break point, having saved 4 break points a few moments ago. Oh, that is really intelligent play by Magda Linette. That is really well thought out. Talked about playing the percentage shot. This was exactly what was going on here. Knew that her opponent was committed. Running back into the centre of the court, just played it in behind her. Nicely done.
Deuce.
Well, just for a moment it looked as though it had hopped over the other side, almost with an apology on the way. And this first set could well boil down to this game and the one that preceded it. The 4 break points squandered by Fruhvirtova, and now the 2 that Linette has so far not taken.
Advantage Linette.
Oh my goodness me, it's found the line. No call. I think Fruhvirtova was expecting one to come. But that was a stunning return from Linette. Yeah, Radovanska looks as though she enjoyed that one as well. And there is the first turning point in this match. Linette saving 4 break points and then converting at the 3rd time of asking. And it's advantage to the world number 34 as she leads 4-3.
Time.
Yeah, that appointment of, or the announcement of the appointment of Radovanska came after the culmination of last season, but I think Linette gave Radovanska an easy decision to make, maybe, because she had a really strong second half of the season. Mentioned that title in Prague in July, late July, when she beat Magda Linette in that all-Polish final. Serving here at 4-3 with the break in the first set.
Love 15.
But she also, in the second half of last season, had a last 16 appearance in Beijing and a first ever quarter-final at 1,000 level in Wuhan. Of course, now she's looking for another in Miami with a win today and then a win in her next encounter. One step at a time, though, for Linette, I suspect. Well played again.
Love 30.
May well be that Linette's initial joy is relatively short-lived. Love 30 on the Linette serve, and a nice steer around the corner here from Fruhvirtova. But her finish to the season last time was all in stark contrast to her start to the season. She came into 2024 on the back of a losing streak, and she finally ended that sequence by beating Kristina Buxa in Brisbane. As that one drifts wide from Fruhvirtova. But she did lose 9 of her first 12 matches in 24. I do remember as well a brutal 3-set defeat by Haddad Maia in Abu Dhabi in a match lasting almost 3 3/4 hours. But it was the transition to clay that really yielded an immediate upturn in fortunes. A couple of wins in Charleston, her first back-to-back wins of the season, in fact, in Charleston. Made the final in Rouen, losing to Sloane Stephens. Made the quarters in Strasbourg, and then had that title in Prague as well. So I think she built momentum, and I think when she was approached, or when the deal with Radwanska was signed up, I think it was the second half of the season that may well have been a factor for her. But that is pure speculation. Well, I have to say, some of the Radwanska resilience is rubbing off on Magda Linette today. That difficult to break down attitude really coming to the fore, and Linette able to consolidate her advantage, backing up the break of serve, and now 3 games on the spin as the Polish scarves fly high once again. I think she's in the mood to finish this one off here and now. Well, a long, icy stare at the near sideline. Five aces out of 6 so far in this match for the qualifier.
40-15. Linda Fruhvirtova.
Well, it keeps her going,
Linette leads 5 games to
but
4.
for how much longer is the question. But at least she asks the question of Linette, who will have to serve things out in this first set. She leads by 5 games to 4.
Time.
Well, so far Linette has conjured up 13 points out of a possible 16 behind the first serve. That's a very healthy rate of return, although the first serve itself could do with a little bit of work. But if she can find some consistency on the first serve here, then I think she should be okay. Really impressed with the number of winners that she's produced so far as well. 13 to her opponent's 8, and 10 of those off the forehand side as well. And that was almost another one. That should have been another forehand winner. So Fruhvirtova could just do with maybe targeting Linette's backhand a little bit more. Just one of the potential avenues to find a way back in. Well, there is a forehand winner. Missed one a few moments ago, but she makes amends there with the winner that restores parity.
Linette for service. Yeah,
serving out can often be the most difficult and most frustrating thing in tennis. In the main, she's been very good on serve today so far. Just that one game where she had to save those break points, but she was tough enough then. Apart from that, it has been pretty much plain sailing on serve so far, but problems here for Linette. But she has more break points to save now. Fruhvirtova, her eyes lighting up when that second did.
20-40.
5 break points saved by Linette. How many more lifelines? Well, another rescue mission is pulled off for now for Linette. I think Radovanska may have enjoyed that little bend of the knee on the baseline as well, as Linette just kept herself going in that exchange. That's another forehand winner, by the way. 6 break points out of 6 have been saved. That's long, and she's going to have to start all over again. Overdoing it. And the celebration from Fruhvirtova, who finally gets through with her 7th break point in this opening set. And we are on terms once again at 5 games all. Just wide again. Not missing many on the forehand, but the ones she has missed have tended to come at fairly inopportune moments, and Fruhvirtova and to maintain this mini resurgence. The angles just
30
kept on opening up there for her. You just sensed that was coming. Maybe down the line would have been the ploy there. You can see the logic in going for the backhand, but not all the time. Well, she may well hit back. The key for Linette today has been how difficult she's been to break down and to get past. Real brick wall at times, is Linette. First serve once again found wanting for Fruhvirtova. Found a way through in the end, but I have to say, once again, impressed with how Linette really sets herself up. But that was patient play by Fruhvirtova. That was the one that really unlocked the door, and then she barged her way through with this winner down the line on the forehand.
Advantage Linette.
Second break point for Magda Linette. For what would be her second break of serve in this opening set.
Use. Advantage Fruhvirtova. Use. Late for service.
Beautifully finished off again. This time it's a backhand winner from Linette that does the damage, and my goodness me, she's working so hard. Just the way she planted the foot there was superb technique. Fruhvirtova just running out of steam in that rally. And as was the case in Game 7, Linette finds a way through with her third break point. She hits back straight away, and as we approach the hour mark in this first set, it's at advantage Linette once again. She leads by 6 games to 5.
Tie.
Well, Linette's looking like a player with real purpose as she makes her way back onto court after that changeover. Has already served for the set, failed to make the most of that opportunity in Game 10, but she tries her luck again in Game 12, serving at 6-5.
Fifteen-all.
Well, there is that repetitive element to any sort of ball striking and the rallies that are going on, but there was a lot of room for Fruhvirtova to work with, at least to get the ball down to the backhand side of Linette and to get her on the run a little bit more as well. May just have been a little bit mesmerised there, just that repeated targeting of the forehand side. But having already failed with one opportunity to serve for the set, she is now in possession of 2 set points. Just
40-30.
Completely limiting her reaction times there. That was hit back with such ferocity by Fruhvirtova. Linette almost barely had time to blink with that one.
Game.
The mistake from Fruhvirtova, and Linette comes through a real battle to take the first set by 7 games to 5.
Say again?
Well, Fruhvirtova has vacated the court for the time being, so let's just have a quick word about Magda Linette. A good fight back, actually. She won 5 of the last 7 games to take that one. Totally dominated the winners count as well, 20 to 9 in her favour, and only 4 winners from Fruhvirtova in open play, given that 5 of her winners were aces. So once the rallies were underway, Linette was tending to come out on top in terms of producing the actual goods. Now, she did also produce a greater number of unforced errors, but I think it was a price worth paying given the way that first set played out. And also it's worth bearing in mind, looking at the actual forced errors, that Linette forced her opponent into more errors than she did in reverse. So I think that aggressiveness paid off in the end. Took 1 or 2 chances, and you have to admire Linette's resilience as well. She saved 6 break points along the way there. Was eventually broken in game 10, but responded well, hitting back straight away with an instant break back in game 11 that really set up the opportunity to serve things out and secure it with her second set point. But the qualifier from Czechia acquitting herself well. Let's not forget as well, 181 places separating these two in the PIF WTA ranking right now. Fruhvirtova clearly a player who is on the way back up, but it is just one measure of the gulf between them at the moment. But on the evidence of what we've seen so far, it doesn't look like a match between 2 players who are separated by 181 places in the PIF WTA ranking. And that's just one measure of how competitive the WTA Tour is right now. Coco Gauff awaiting the winner of this one. She came through against Maria Sakkari earlier today, the number 3 seed, winning 6-4, 6-4. Apologies, it was 6-2, 6-4 for the American. But the number 3 seed going through. And so by the end of the day, we will have the full lineup for the last 16 in the top half of the draw. The attention will turn once again to the bottom half tomorrow. And some big names in action tomorrow as well. Mira Andreeva, 2-time 1,000 winner already this season, takes on Amanda Anisimova, who won the other one in Qatar, of course. So the 3 1,000s this year so far have been won by 2 players, and they will meet tomorrow. That's one of the big games of the day, one of the big matches of the day, I should say.
Time.
And Madison Keys, the recently crowned Australian Open champion, continues her campaign against the Filipino wildcard Alexandra Ayala.
Linda Fruhvirtova to serve.
Fruhvirtova then back with us. Linette in the ascendancy, having taken the opening set by 7 games to 5. A lengthy first set as well, lasting just over 1 hour. Let's see if Fruhvirtova can hit back here.
Fifteen left. Touch it up. $30-15.
Stunning.
40-15.
I think that was the longest rally of the match so far. And I'm pretty sure that Fruhvirtova really enjoyed unleashing this winner on the backhand as well. Beautiful technique. Just keeping that ball light and low and maintaining its pace all the way through.
Game, Fruhvirtova. First game, second set.
Yeah, she needed that. Couldn't afford to give Linette any further encouragement at the start of the second. So we've just had a look at some of the numbers behind that first set success for Linette in terms of the winners count in particular, and also the unforced errors. Just worth noting as well, maybe, that when looking at the service stats behind that opening set, she registered 51% of her first serves on target, but when she did find the way through, she was coming away with 71% of her first service points. Similar tally, or similar percentage I should say, to that of her opponent. But the key difference was Linette was doing a lot more behind the second serve. Great play. Blistering return from Fruhvirtova.
Once again, please do not clap between first and second serve. Thank you very much.
Yeah, another issue of a reminder here. But yeah, the return of serve initially was blistering from Fruhvirtova, but couldn't quite gain the upper hand as Linette was able to just gradually turn that point in her favour. Has appeared in a further 5 finals as well. Linette has the 3 titles that she's won. The first one that she had appeared in was in 2015, so it's coming up to the 10th anniversary of that particular milestone. That was in the Japan Open in 15. But she has had spells in her career. I mentioned one earlier on in 2023. She's had other spells in her career where she's had really good, consistent performances. Second half of 2022, 5 quarterfinals or better on hard courts in the aftermath of Wimbledon, going into that North American hard court swing and into Asia. And she's been operating at a really higher level for such a consistently sustained period of time as well. That's the other thing. And also she's honoured lots of commitments elsewhere with Billie Jean King Cup and other commitments for her country as well.
Game Linette.
And she's held serve very effectively and very tidily as well in the early stages of this second set. Just the 1 point conceded there. Currently Poland's number 3 behind Świątek, of course, and also Magda Linette.
La 15. Wait, please.
Threading it through the eye of a needle right down the line from Linette. And all of a sudden there's just a nod of approval. And there's just an opening here now, as there was here with this forehand winner. She's had so much joy with that forehand today. Ooh, just couldn't quite steer that one down the line. I think it was the right way to go. I don't think she would have come away with the points any other way. But, showing some good reactions there, Linette, and good turn of pace. Fruhvirtova playing her 5th match since arriving here. 2 qualifiers, Rebecca Marino and Laura Siegemund, both beaten in straight sets. Very little damage inflicted, in fact, in either of those two. Claire Liu, however, providing the toughest assignment so far. (6-3) the score in the 3rd set of that one. Is this where Linette really takes charge? Break point to back up the conversion of that first set. Well, it's a break point that's been saved. Oh, that's careless from Linette, you have to say. Yeah, she's annoyed with herself for that one. Again, great job steering that one down the line, but just presented that one back into the path of Fruhvirtova. There we go.
Thanks. Yeah, I like the way she attacked that line-out. She'd had a bit of joy, and I think it was worth a go. Okay, she's not found a way through with a break of serve there, but further opportunities may come. And for now, it's Fruhvirtova who leads by 2-1.
Time.
Well, the early stages of this second set mirroring the early stages of the opener. Fruhvirtova led 2-1 in the first set after 3 successive holes of serve, and that's exactly the stage of play in the early stages of the second, so could be in for another long ride in this second set. Linette serving at 1-2.
Love 15.
These two did also meet in Cleveland in August 2021. That was before that final in Chennai in India.
Out. Love 30.
Linette winning that encounter in Cleveland in straight sets. It was a second round match, 6-4.
Muy please. Love 14.
Well, shades of the first set once again, actually, as well, because Fruhvirtova, you may recall, had break points for a 4-2 lead. She missed 4 opportunities, but now she has 3 break points for a 3-1 lead.
Game Fruhvirtova.
And Linette's having done a really good job in saving break points so far today. 6 out of 7, can't save that one.
New balls, please.
And it's advantage to the teenager in this second set, serving with the break and serving now with the new balls at 3-1. Linette coming through her 2 matches by the same scoreline to reach this stage of the tournament. She beat Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova 7-6, 6-2, and she beat Ekaterina Alexandrova, the number 18 seed, also 7-6, 6-2.
Love 15.
So that's one sequence that's been broken. When
Led for a service.
when the net was broken in the first set, she did hit back straight away in game 11 to take the lead again at 6-5.
$15. 30-15. G50.
Stunning on the return from Linette. No hanging around with that one. Straight into attack mode with that return of serve, but still the opportunity for a 4-1 lead here for Fruhvirtova. But just able to pick those defences apart very effectively, Linette there. Excellent use of the corners just to drag her opponents out of position. Once again, just starting to find the corners and find the angles with a bit more frequency now is Linette. And here she has, as was the case in the first set, an opportunity to break back straight away.
Advantage Fruhvirtova.
Well, I do think part of her undoing was the impetus that she lost when she squandered those break points for a 4-2 lead. I think this is something, it's a similar situation now. The opportunity to open up a 4-1 lead, if that goes, if that is taken away from her, that might just take some recovery process for Fruhvirtova in terms of the rest of this match.
Advantage Linette.
You see, she's almost falling into that trap of trying to play with a degree of control, trying to find some aggression, not giving too much away, not jeopardizing the position that she's in and the situation that she could be in. Such a difficult balancing act to play, especially against such a tough player, resilient player like Linette. Well, her resistance is broken once again. Fruhvirtova was doing the majority of the running in that one. And once again, for a second time, after suffering the break, Linette hits back straight away. And Fruhvirtova's impetus is somewhat dented. 2-3, back on serve.
Time.
So back in touch and back on serve at 2-3 in the second set. Tough times for Fruhvirtova, who once again fails to make the most of that promising situation.
Love 15. Out.
That's beautifully finished off. Great pick-up by Fruhvirtova. But what followed was very special. Did well to make that one. The way she closed that one out at the net was superb. Yeah.
Game.
What a combination play that was. Excellent serve. Setting up that moment.
3 games up.
And that was just an altogether much smoother ride, wasn't it? Just looked to have some of the X factor about her in that one.
15 love.
But she will feel as though now she's in this relatively rich vein of form, that she'll want to build on this.
30 love.
But as we've seen in this match already, the emphasis, the balance can shift so quickly and so dramatically as well. Well, from line to line, that was, again, such an eye-catching passage of play for Linette. Firstly with the backhand, and then the backhand down the line. Yeah, she has every right to enjoy that one and to celebrate it in the way that she did. Just seemed to pick up the tempo with this one. Just that whip cross court doing the damage. And her attacking intent down the lines, all of a sudden this ability that she's found the radar is on, really doing some damage now, this time on the forehand once again. Well, that is a superb lesson in winners down the line. And she does have real momentum now. She has 3 games on the spin. And by my reckoning, a quick glance tells me 32 winners for Magda Linette in this match so far. She leads 4-3.
Time.
Well, that was such a good advert for the way that Linette can play when the mood takes her. When everything clicks into gear, she is so watchable. And she has done some real damage with the forehand today in particular. 19 forehand winners over the course of this match so far. And fast closing in.
Love 15.
Still has work to do, however. It's found the line. And I suppose we are getting to that stage of the match where Fruhvirtova may just be thinking, well, let's just play with a bit more freedom. Let's just have a free roll of the dice here. That is a really intelligent piece of play by Linette. It was bold, it was brave, it was a touch adventurous, but it was executed with real panache and deadly accuracy as well, just beyond the reach. Well, just when it looks as though she was staging a fight back, which she was, she is once again under a little bit of pressure now. Fruhvirtova with a break point to hit back once again. Always has been lurking with intent in this one, Fruhvirtova.
Late for service. Yeah, perfect placement on that serve. Fruhvirtova just could not get the hands sorted quickly enough, and Linette has got back on terms for now. Yeah, she had options there, and she could easily have been caught in two minds, but she looked as though she was clear in which direction. Had to make her mind up here. Could so easily have gone back the other way behind her opponent. Well, that could be the moment. for Magda Linette. She's still got one more game to find. But it got a distinct nod of approval from Agnieszka Radwanska. It is 4 games without reply. She has saved a break point. And Magda Linette with a spring in her step as she sets her sights on a place in the round of 16. Quarter-finalist in Abu Dhabi earlier this year. A run to the 3rd round in Qatar as well. And now on the brink of at least emulating her best ever performance in Miami, that run to the 4th round a couple of years ago.
$15. 15-0. $30-15. 40-15.
Well, it might all be about the service game to come for Magda Linette. She might get the opportunity here.
Game Fruhvirtova.
But quickly back to the chair. She'll regroup, recover, and reset as she looks at the round of 16. Linette one away at 5-4.
Tied.
Well, whisper it gently, but Magda Linette is slowly but surely putting the building blocks in place here for another sneaky little run in Miami. Made the last 16 a couple of years ago, and she's on the verge of doing so once again. Serving for the match at 5-4.
Beautiful timing once again. First point is always so important in a situation like this, and that was really well managed. "36 winners in this match already, and maybe room for 1 or 2 more as well."
Linette for service.
Well, she will be telling herself nothing's changed, still 3 points away. It is a double fault, it's a slight setback, but the bigger picture remains. Well, you always sensed it was coming. The openings were materialising slowly but surely. Although in the end she was reliant on the mistake. Fruhvirtova still believing she can find a way back into this. Won't take much. Linette will be well aware of this. My goodness, so much going on there. Linette had to do so much to stay in position and to keep herself going.
30-14.
There were near misses, there was improvisation, there was slice, there was cross court, and in the end it's long on the defensive. And in the end, it's break point. Well, she will take that all day. Well, the previous point was one of the best of the match, and it could have set up the opening for Fruhvirtova to prolong the agony for Linette. Just wide.
Advantage Fruhvirtova.
And the forehand has served Linette so well today, but just when she needed something from the element that has really underpinned her strategy today, she couldn't find it, and it's a second break point for the qualifier.
Deuce.
Yeah, she was off balance as she hit that one. She was down on the ground, and even had it cleared, I think Linette would have won the point anyway. That's sailing. That is sailing a long way. And Linette is on the verge of getting her reward here. 2 break points have been saved, and she's now in possession of a first match point. And Magda Linette once again putting together a strong run in Miami. A last 16 appearance a couple of years ago.